In a quiet corner of the world, hidden from the eyes of most, there existed a garden like no other. A place forgotten by time, overrun by wildflowers and tangled vines. The fragrance of blossoms filled the air, but there was also the heavy weight of untold stories, stories of hopes and dreams abandoned long ago. This was not just any garden, it was the garden of forgotten dreams. For as long as anyone could remember, the garden had waited for someone brave enough to unlock its gates. Someone willing to walk through its overgrown paths, and most importantly, someone who had lost hope in their own dreams. Elara had once been full of dreams, bright, radiant, and wild. She had longed to become a writer, to travel the world, to create. But somewhere along the way, life had slowly pulled her into the routine of everyday tasks. She had traded passion for practicality. Her dreams faded, like forgotten echoes of her former self. Now, Elara moved through her small village like a shadow, passing the same old streets, the familiar faces, the endless cycle of obligations. Her heart felt heavy as she gazed into the well's reflection, barely recognizing the woman she had become. Her days were a blur. The sparkle in her eyes had long since dimmed. She had forgotten the lightness she once carried in her spirit, the one that believed in the impossible. It was on this day, when Elara's heart felt hollow and her spirit weighed down by the years of unfulfilled dreams, that she saw it. A gate, half hidden behind a veil of ivy and wildflowers, glowing softly in the evening light. Without knowing why, Elara felt compelled to walk towards it, her curiosity pushing her forward. As her fingers brushed against the gate, she gently pushed it open, stepping into a world unlike any she had known. The garden revealed itself lush and vibrant, full of colors, life, and a strange, magical energy. The air felt different here, as if the garden itself had been waiting for her arrival. Every petal, every leaf seemed to whisper, offering a glimpse of forgotten dreams, dreams once nurtured but now abandoned to time. Elara moved deeper into the garden, her senses overwhelmed by its beauty, and yet a deep sadness lingered inside her. In the center of the garden stood a great ancient tree. Its trunk was thick with age, and its branches stretched high into the sky, like arms reaching for the heavens. Beneath the tree's shade grew a patch of flowers that seemed to shimmer, not with light, but with a quiet warmth that beckoned her closer. Elara knelt down, her hand outstretched toward one of the flowers. The moment her fingers touched the soft petals, the flower bloomed, its glow intensifying, and a soft voice emerged from the depths of the garden. "Welcome, Elara." Startled, Elara jerked her hand back and scanned the garden around her, trying to locate the source of the voice. From the depths of the garden, the ancient tree seemed to stir. Its branches swayed as though alive, moving gently in the breeze. A deep, calming voice emanated from it. "I am the keeper of forgotten dreams," the tree said. "Those who wander here are those who have lost their way, or those who have allowed their dreams to fade into the shadows of their hearts. You, Elara, have lost something important." Elara stepped back, her heart racing, unsure of what was happening, but feeling a deep pull toward the voice. I don't know what I've lost," Elara whispered, her voice cracking. "I used to dream. I used to want so much more, but life happened. And now, I don't even remember what those dreams were anymore." The tree's voice softened, as if understanding her pain. "It is not unusual for dreams to fade when they are left unattended," it said, "but within this garden, all forgotten dreams are safe. They wait to be remembered, to be nurtured. You have only to choose one." Elara stood still, her mind spinning. She looked around, taking in the vast expanse of the garden. Flowers of every color surrounded her, each one a different dream, each one representing a piece of her past. Some flowers bloomed brightly, their colors vibrant and alive. Others were dim, their petals faded, almost forgotten. But they were all there, waiting. How could she choose? Which dream was hers to remember? She walked through the garden, reaching out to touch a few flowers. As she did, memories flooded her mind. One flower brought her back to her childhood, sitting in her room, writing stories in a notebook, her mind filled with wild adventures and possibilities. Another flower showed her standing in front of an easel, painting a canvas, her hands covered in splashes of vibrant color. The more she walked, the more memories poured in, visions of dreams she once held dear, but had pushed aside for the practicality of life. She had given up on them, one by one, convinced they were too far out of reach. But here, in the heart of the garden, Elara saw the truth. The problem wasn't that the dreams were too far gone, it was that she had stopped believing in them. She had let the weight of life dull her spirit, and in doing so, had let go of what truly mattered to her. Then, she stopped in front of a flower, unlike the others. This one was radiant blue, its delicate petals shimmering with a light of their own. Without thinking, she reached out and touched the flower. As soon as her fingers made contact, the flower bloomed fully, glowing with a soft blue light, and in that moment, Alara knew this was her forgotten dream. It wasn't the grand dream of fame or recognition, but something far quieter, something more personal. Her dream was to write again, to create from her heart, to pour her soul into words, and to share those words with others. Tears filled her eyes as the flower glowed brighter. She had found it. She had found her forgotten dream. In the quiet beauty of the garden, Alara understood something profound. Dreams are never truly lost, they simply wait for the right moment, for the right person to breathe life into them once more. They wait for the courage to try again, even after years of doubt and fear. She smiled, sitting beneath the ancient tree, the weight on her heart lifting. The soft breeze carried the sweet scent of flowers, and she closed her eyes, her mind alight with possibilities. The lesson Alara learned was clear: dreams are not meant to be forgotten. They are meant to be nurtured, no matter how faded they may seem. And sometimes the greatest gift we can give ourselves is the permission to try again.